Ah, there you are. Look who's got 'em burning herbs at 3 a.m. Look who's got 'em Googling how to remove someone's energy from your life while you're out here thriving. Oh, they're desperate, desperate. They're lighting candles, burning sage, probably got crystals arranged in a circle on their bedroom floor, trying to cleanse you out of their reality. But here's the thing about trying to spiritually evict someone who's already ascended past your frequency. It doesn't work. It can't work. Because you're not just in their energy field anymore. You're hunting their entire existence. Every success you achieve burns another hole in their peace. Every time you level up, their sage turns to ash in their hand. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening in their house right now. They've got that sage bundle they bought from some overpriced metaphysical shop, waving it around like it's going to erase the fact that you outgrew them. They're walking through their space, smoke filling the air, chanting some Pinterest affirmation about releasing what no longer serves them. But baby, you're not the one who needs releasing. You already left. What they're really trying to cleanse is their own guilt, their own knowing that they fumbled someone irreplaceable. They're trying to smoke out the memory of how they treated you, how they underestimated you, how they thought you'd stay small forever. But that smoke isn't strong enough to cover the stench of their regret. You know what's hilarious? They probably started with the basic stuff, unfollowing you on social media, deleting your pictures, telling their friends they're moving on. But then something strange happened. Your success kept finding them anyway, through mutual friends, through random mentions, through the universe's twisted sense of humor. So they escalated. First it was blocking you everywhere. Then it was asking people not to mention your name. But your energy kept seeping through the cracks. That's when they turned to the spiritual warfare. That's when they decided you must be some kind of dark force that needs cleansing, because surely the only reason they can't stop thinking about you is because you're energetically attacking them, right? Wrong. They can't stop thinking about you because you've become everything they said you'd never be. You're not sending them bad energy. Your success is the energy that's destroying them. Your growth is the frequency that's keeping them up at night. Your evolution is the vibration that's making their whole foundation shake. They're out here buying sage by the pound, going through bundles like cigarettes, filling their space with so much smoke they can barely breathe. They've graduated from regular sage to some special dragon's blood sage they read about online. They're mixing herbs like they're cooking up some spiritual meth, trying to find the right combination to exorcise your presence from their life. But here's what they didn't expect. Every time they try to cleanse you out, they only amplify your presence. It's like trying to forget someone by constantly thinking about forgetting them. The more sage they burn, the more they're acknowledging your power over their peace. The more rituals they perform, the more they're admitting you've gotten under their skin. They're in their bathroom now, taking cleansing baths with sea salt and essential oils, trying to wash you off like you're some kind of spiritual dirt. They're scrubbing their skin raw, thinking maybe if they just use enough lavender oil, they'll stop feeling the weight of their mistakes. But you can't wash off regret. You can't exfoliate bad decisions. And the funniest part? While they're doing all this, you're probably just living your life. You're not even thinking about them. You're too busy building your empire, too focused on your goals, too elevated to even notice their spiritual tantrums. They're fighting a war against your ghost, while you're out here being fully alive. They've started wearing protection jewelry now. Evil eye bracelets, black tourmaline necklaces, probably got a whole crystal shop around their neck. Looking like a walking metaphysical store, jingling with every step, thinking these rocks are going to shield them from the truth. That they lost you because of their own actions, not because of some curse. Oh, but it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. They've started doing full moon rituals now, waiting for that lunar energy to help them release you. They're out in their backyard at midnight, looking absolutely unhinged, writing your name on paper and burning it. The neighbors probably think they've lost their mind. They're chanting affirmations they found on TikTok. I release you with love and light. But it comes out sounding more like, please stop being successful, it's making me sick. They're trying to cord cut with you using guided YouTube meditations, visualizing golden scissors cutting invisible threads. But those threads keep growing back thicker, stronger, impossible to sever. You want to know why their sage isn't working? Why their crystals aren't protecting them? Why their rituals keep failing? Because you can't spiritually cleanse away the consequences of your own actions. You can't sage away the karma of how you treated someone. You can't crystal heal the wound of watching someone you discarded become everything. They've probably hired an energy healer by now, paying someone $200, 0 cents an hour to wave their hands around and tell them there's a dark attachment that needs clearing. The healer is sensing heavy energy. Yeah, it's called guilt. It's called regret. It's called watching someone you tried to dim so bright it's giving you spiritual cataracts. But here's where it gets really pathetic. After all that sage, all those baths, all those rituals, they still can't stop checking on you. They've got fake accounts now, lurking in your digital shadows, watching your success unfold in real time. They burn sage, then immediately open Instagram. They cleanse their space, then contaminate it again with their obsession. They see your wins, and their stomach turns. Not because you're sending them bad vibes, but because your good vibes are highlighting their bad choices. Every achievement post feels like a personal attack. Every milestone you hit feels like a slap to their ego. They're literally making themselves sick watching you thrive. So what do? More sage, more crystals. Maybe they've escalated to Palo Santo now, thinking the holy wood will be stronger. They're probably consulting spiritual advisors, asking why the cleansing isn't working. The advisor takes their money and tells them what they want to hear. That you're holding on energetically. But we both know the truth. They're the ones holding on. They've started saging their phone now. Actually waving smoke over their device. Like, that's gonna stop your posts from affecting them. They're clearing their browser history like it's gonna clear their conscience. They're doing digital detoxes that last about as long as their promises used to. Not very long at all. You've become a mirror they can't cover with smoke. Every time they see your success, they see their own failures reflected back. Not failures in life, but failures in character. Failures in vision. Failures in recognizing what they had when they had it. And no amount of sage can fog up that reflection. End quote. They're trying different techniques now. Sound healing with those little bowls. Reiki sessions where someone promises to remove your energetic imprint. They're probably sleeping with selenite under their pillow, thinking it's going to give them peaceful dreams. But every night, They still dream about what could have been if they hadn't been so small-minded. The sage smoke has filled their life but cleared nothing. Their space smells like a meditation center but feels like a prison. They're surrounded by spiritual tools but empty of spiritual growth, because true cleansing would require them to face themselves, and that's the one thing they're trying to avoid. They've started blaming you for everything now. Stub their toe? Must be your energy. Bad day at work? You're hexing them. Can't find a parking spot? Obviously, you're spiritually blocking their blessings. They've turned you into some all-powerful force in their life, not realizing they're the ones giving you that power by refusing to take accountability. But karma doesn't care about their sage. Truth doesn't dissolve in smoke. The universe keeps perfect books, and no amount of spiritual bypassing can cook those books. They're trying to escape the natural consequences of their actions by burning plants. But justice doesn't have a nose. It can't be confused by sense. They're probably on their third spiritual advisor by now, each one telling them something different, but none of them saying what needs to be said. You're haunted by your own choices, not by the person you wronged. But that's not what they want to hear. They want confirmation that you're the problem, that you're the one who needs cleansing from their life. Meanwhile, you're out here living, not even trying to affect them, not sending any energy their way, positive or negative. You're just existing at a frequency they can no longer reach, and that existence alone is destroying their peace. Your indifference is more powerful than any intentional curse could ever be. They've started carrying sage spray now, little bottles in their purse or pocket, ready to spritz away any reminder of you. They're like spiritual germaphobes, terrified of contamination by your success. But you can't sanitize yourself from the truth. You can't disinfect your way out of accountability. You can't get away from it. Now they're getting desperate. Regular sage isn't working, so they're looking into stronger stuff. Black salt on their windowsills, mirrors facing outward to reflect your energy back. They're turning their home into some kind of spiritual fortress, but the call is coming from inside the house. The negative energy they're trying to escape, it's their own. They've probably joined online forums now. How to remove someone from your life energetically, swapping war stories with other people who can't face their own shadows, creating echo chambers where everyone validates their victim narrative. Yes, you definitely need stronger sage. Have you tried adding frankincense? But every ritual fails because they're trying to fix an internal problem with external tools. They're trying to smoke out their conscience. They're trying to crystal away their culpability. They're trying to meditate their way out of the mess they made. But some stains don't come out, no matter how much spiritual soap you use. They're exhausted now, physically tired from all the rituals, emotionally drained from the constant vigilance against your energy, financially broke from buying every spiritual tool on the market, and still, your success haunts them. Still, your growth disturbs their sleep. Still, your evolution makes their own stagnation unbearable. You want to know the real reason none of their cleansing works? Because you're not in their space. You're in their conscience. You're not haunting their home, you're haunting their choices. You're not an external force they can banish. You're an internal truth they can't escape. Every time they light that sage, they're really trying to burn away the memory of dismissing your potential. Every crystal they charge is an attempt to block out the sound of their own limiting beliefs. Every ritual bath is trying to wash away the residue of their small thinking. But some things stick to your soul, and the only way to cleanse them is through genuine accountability. They've become addicted to the rituals now. It's not even about you anymore, it's about avoiding themselves. The sage burning has become a coping mechanism, a way to feel like they're doing something about a problem they created, but all the smoke in the world can't hide the fact that they're the architect of their own haunting. They're probably telling everyone they've released you with love and light, posting about their healing journey and how they've cleared negative energy from their life. But we both know they're checking your profile from their cousin's account at 2 a.m. We both know they're calculating how far ahead you've gotten while they were busy playing with herbs. And here's the beautiful irony. You're not even trying to affect them. You're not sending energy, casting spells, or even thinking about them. Your power over them is completely accidental. It's the natural consequence of you choosing growth while they chose game. You choosing evolution while they chose ego. They've turned you into some mythical figure in their life story, some powerful force that needs constant spiritual warfare to combat. They've given you more power than you ever asked for, more influence than you ever wanted, and all because they can't admit a simple truth. They messed up, and you moved on. The sage smoke has become like a fog machine at a cheap concert. Lots of effects, but the show still sucks. They're creating all this spiritual theater, but the performance doesn't change the plot. They're still the character who let go of treasure thinking it was trash, and no amount of mystical props can rewrite that story. They're probably warning their new relationships about you now. My ex has really dark energy. I have to sage regularly to keep them away, making you sound like some kind of spiritual boogeyman. Not mentioning, of course, why you might have dark energy towards someone who tried to dim your light. Not explaining that the darkness they sense is just the shadow cast by your brightness. One day, maybe years from now, they'll run out of sage. They'll be too tired to perform another ritual. The crystals will gather dust. The candles will remain unlit. And in that quiet moment, without all the spiritual theater, they'll finally face the truth. You were never the problem. Your energy was never the issue. Your success was never a curse. They'll realize they've been fighting a ghost of their own creation. They'll see that every ritual was really just a way to avoid the simple act of saying, I messed up. I didn't see their value. I made a mistake. But by then you'll be so far beyond their reach that even this realization won't matter. You'll be living in a different dimension of success, one their smoke could never reach. The saddest part, all that money spent on sage could have been invested in their own growth. All that time doing rituals could have been spent building something meaningful. All that energy fighting your ghost could have been channeled into becoming someone worthy of the kind of person they lost. But they chose smoke over substance. So let them burn their sage. Let them arrange their crystals. Let them perform their midnight rituals and morning mantras. Let them sage everything from their car to their cat trying to escape the consequence of underestimating you. Because while they're busy trying to cleanse you out of their life, you're busy building a life so beautiful, it needs no cleansing at all. And that's the ultimate irony, isn't it? They're trying to remove you from their life, but you already removed yourself. They're trying to energetically evict someone who already left. They're fighting to cleanse away someone who's already gone. The only place you still exist is in their regret, and no amount of sage can reach that deep. Your success isn't a curse on them, it's a blessing they rejected. Your growth isn't an attack on their peace, it's a reminder of their poor judgment. Your evolution isn't negative energy. It's the positive proof that they never deserved you in the first place. And deep down, beneath all that smoke, they know it. So next time you achieve something great, just know that somewhere, someone is panic buying sage in bulk. Someone is Googling extra strength spiritual cleansing at 3 a.m. Someone is trying to smoke out your success like it's a wasp in their house, and all because they couldn't see your value until it became too valuable for them to afford. The smoke will clear eventually. The sage will run out. The rituals will lose their placebo effect. And when it does, they'll be left with the same truth they started with. They lost someone special because they were too ordinary to recognize extraordinary. And no amount of burning herbs can ever change that fact. Let them sage. You've got success to create, levels to reach, and a life to live that's so bright, no amount of smoke can dim it. Class dismissed. Well, well, well. Look who finally connected the dots. Look who finally saw the pattern in the casualties. You beautiful, vindicated, prophetic soul. You knew this day would come, didn't you? The day when their little alliance, their pathetic pack, their coordinated attack would start crumbling from the inside out. It started with whispers, didn't it? That strange news about the first one. The one who laughed the loudest when they cornered you. The one who led the charge when they decided you were the enemy. Remember how they all stood together, shoulder to shoulder, united in their mission to break you? Remember how strong they looked as a group? But something changed. The universe started keeping score. Not all at once, no, that would be too obvious. It started slow, surgical, precise, like a sniper in the shadows who never misses. One by one, their perfect little formation started showing gaps. One by one, their voices got quieter. One by one, they started looking over their shoulders. And you just kept walking. You didn't plan this. You didn't orchestrate their downfall. You didn't need to. Because when a pack of hyenas attacks a lion, they better make sure the lion stays down. But you didn't stay down, did you? You got up. You evolved. You became something they never calculated for. Patient, silent, and inevitable. Let's talk about what really happened when they ganged up on you. It wasn't strength that brought them together. It was fear. Fear of what you represented. Fear of your truth. Fear of your potential. They needed numbers, because individually they were nothing. Cowards always hunt in packs. Weakness always needs an audience. They thought they were predators. How cute. Real predators hunt alone. Real predators don't need cheerleaders. They surrounded you like vultures, each one trying to get their piece, each one trying to prove their loyalty to the group by how hard they could strike. They fed off each other's cruelty. They competed for who could hurt you more. But here's what they didn't understand about pack dynamics. When the alpha falls, chaos follows. When the first one got hit by karma's scope, did you notice how quickly they scattered? Did you see how fast their unity dissolved? Suddenly, those group texts went quiet. Suddenly, those coordinated attacks stopped. Suddenly, they realized something terrifying. They realized that whoever was taking them down wasn't playing by their rules. This wasn't a group fight anymore. This was precision elimination. This was methodical. This was personal. And the worst part? They couldn't see where it was coming from. They couldn't identify the shooter. All they knew was that standing together made them easier targets. Remember the first one to fall? Oh, you remember. How could you forget? They were the ringleader, weren't they? The one who turned everyone against you. The one who spread the lies. The one who smiled in your face while sharpening knives for your back. They thought they were untouchable. They thought their position in the pack made them safe. But karma doesn't care about hierarchies. Karma doesn't respect pack positions. One day they were on top of the world, orchestrating your isolation. The next, their whole life started unraveling like a cheap sweater. First it was small things, messages not being returned, opportunities mysteriously falling through, people starting to see through their mask. Then it accelerated. The same tactics they used on you started appearing in their life. The isolation, the whispers, the sudden loss of allies. But there was a difference. When it happened to you, you had innocence as armor. When it happened to them, they had guilt as an anchor. They knew why it was happening. They remembered every cruel word, every coordinated attack, every moment they chose cruelty over compassion. The beautiful irony? They couldn't even call for help. Who would believe them? Who would sympathize with someone getting a taste of their own medicine? They died alone, socially speaking, abandoned by the same pack that once made them feel invincible. And somewhere in the distance, you kept walking, unaware or uncaring of their downfall. That's what made it perfect. You want to know the scariest part about being picked off one by one? It's not the elimination itself. It's the waiting. It's knowing you're on the list, but not knowing when your number gets called. It's watching your pack members fall and realizing you can't protect each other. Group strength means nothing against a patient sniper. You see, when they attacked you as a group, they revealed all their positions. Every cruel comment was a muzzle flash revealing their location. Every coordinated lie was a heat signature on karma's thermal scope. They thought numbers meant safety. They thought visibility meant power. They were wrong. They painted targets on their own backs. A sniper doesn't need to rush. A sniper doesn't waste ammunition. One shot, one kill, one lesson. And the lesson was simple. Actions have consequences, even if those consequences take their time arriving. The universe doesn't forget coordinates. It doesn't lose track of who stood where when the ambush happened. It just waits for the perfect shot. And you became the spotter without even knowing it. Your survival, your refusal to break, your transformation from victim to phenomenon, that was the laser designation painting each target. You didn't pull the trigger. You just existed so powerfully that the universe had to balance the scales. You became the scope through which karma took aim. Watch how fear spreads through a pack when they realize they're being hunted. The second one to fall, they saw it coming. They watched their leader crumble and knew their time was numbered. They started getting paranoid, started seeing patterns everywhere, started wondering if that missed promotion was connected, if that relationship ending was coincident. It wasn't. When you gang up on someone chosen, protected, or simply too strong to break, you sign an invisible contract. The energy you put out comes back with interest, and interest compounds. The second one fell faster than the first. Their paranoia accelerated their downfall. Their fear manifested their worst nightmares. They created their own execution through anxiety. By the third one, panic had set in. The pack was in full retreat. But where do you run when the sniper is karma itself? Where do you hide when your own actions are the beacon calling in the strike? They started turning on each other, started blaming each other for the curse that seemed to be following them, started wondering who among them was the jinx. The beautiful brutality of it all, they never once considered that they were all the jinx, that their collective cruelty had created a debt that was now being collected with surgical precision. They wanted to believe in bad luck, in coincidence, in anything but the truth, that ganging up on you was the worst mistake of their lives. When predators become prey, watch how quickly their true nature reveals itself. These people who stood so strong together, who fed off each other's cruelty, who felt invincible in their numbers, watch how fast they abandon each other when the crosshairs start finding them. There's no honor among cowards. There's no loyalty among opportunists. The fourth one tried to reach out to you. Remember that? After months of silence, suddenly they wanted to clear the air. Suddenly they remembered you were human. Suddenly they had always respected you deep down. But it wasn't respect bringing them to your inbox. It was terror. They thought if they could make peace with you, maybe the sniper would pass them by. Too late. The scope was already zeroed. Their number was already called. And the pathetic part, even in their attempt at apology, they couldn't help but reveal their true nature. They apologized for if they hurt you. They minimized what the group did. They tried to separate themselves from the pack they proudly ran with. Cowards to the end. The fifth one went into hiding, deleted their social media, changed their number, moved cities, as if geography could save them from cosmic justice, as if running could outdistance the consequences of their actions. But karma doesn't need a physical address. Karma has spiritual GPS. And every step they took in fear just led them faster to their fate. Here's what's beautiful about your role in all this. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't plan revenge. You didn't cast spells. You didn't even wish harm on them. You just survived. You just healed. You just became undeniable. And that becoming, that was the targeting system that karma needed. While they were getting picked off one by one, you were building. While they were looking over their shoulders, you were looking forward. While they were paying for their past, you were investing in your future. The contrast became part of their torture, watching you rise while they fell, seeing you glow while they dimmed, witnessing your peace while they drowned in paranoia. Some of them tried to blame you, tried to spread rumors that you had cursed them, that you had somehow orchestrated their downfalls. But those accusations fell flat. How could someone they painted as weak have such power? How could someone they isolated have such reach? Their own narrative worked against them. They had to face the truth. This was bigger than you. This was cosmic justice with a sniper rifle. This was the universe course correcting. This was what happens when a group of spiritual peasants tries to lynch spiritual royalty. You didn't need to defend yourself. Your existence was defense enough. Your thriving was the ultimate retaliation. Your peace was their torture. By the sixth casualty, a pattern was undeniable. This wasn't random. This wasn't coincidence. This was systematic, methodical, almost artistic in its precision. Each one fell in a way that matched their crime against you. The one who spread lies lost all credibility. The one who tried to sabotage your success watched their own dreams crumble. It was poetic justice with military precision, each shot perfectly placed, each target eliminated in a way that made the message clear. You reap what you sow, and group sowing doesn't dilute individual responsibility. They thought there was safety in numbers. They learned there was only shared liability. They thought ganging up meant shared blame. They learned karma keeps individual accounts. The seventh one tried bargaining. Not with you, they were too proud for that. They tried bargaining with the universe itself, started doing charity, started being kind to others, started trying to balance their karmic debt with good deeds. But karma isn't a transaction. You can't pay off a spiritual debt with a spiritual credit card. The shot was already fired. The trajectory was set. The eighth one broke completely, started telling everyone about the curse, started warning others not to mess with you, started becoming a prophet of your power without even realizing it. They became a walking advertisement for what happens when you gang up on the wrong one. Their fear became your marketing. Their testimony became your legend. Want to know what's worse than being hunted? Being hunted alone, after you hunted in a pack. These people who felt so brave together, so strong in their numbers, so validated by their mob mentality, watch how quickly they became islands of fear. Watch how fast their unity dissolved when the pressure came. The ninth one begged the others for support, sent desperate messages to the group chat that had once been so active in planning your downfall. But the replies were sparse. Everyone was too busy trying to save themselves, too busy trying to figure out how to avoid the scope, too busy realizing that their alliance was worthless against this kind of justice. Group cruelty creates individual debt. That's what they never understood. When you participate in a mob, you think you're sharing the responsibility. You think you're diluting the karma. But the universe doesn't see a mob. It sees individual choices. It sees 10 people who each chose cruelty, and it collects from each account separately. Central. The loneliest sound in the world? The silence of your former pack when you're in the sniper's crosshairs. The people you thought had your back are suddenly very busy, very unavailable, very focused on their own survival. The same people who were so eager to attack together are nowhere to be found when it's time to defend alone. Let's talk about the mathematics of karma. When 10 people gang up on one, they think the equation is 10 vs 1. They think those are winning odds. But karma calculates differently. Karma sees it as one debt multiplied by 10. One injustice with 10 signatures. One crime with 10 perpetrators. And justice demands individual accountability. The 10th one to fall was perhaps the most satisfying. They were the quiet one. The one who just went along with it. The one who didn't actively attack, but didn't defend you either. They thought their passive participation made them innocent. They thought being a follower absolved them of responsibility. They learned that silence in the face of injustice is complicity. Every member of that pack had a role: the instigators, the amplifiers, the validators, the silent supporters. Each role carried its own level of karmic debt, and each debt was collected with appropriate interest. The universe kept perfect books. Every cruel word, every coordinated lie, every moment they chose pack loyalty over human decency. The precision was breathtaking. No one fell too early. No one escaped too long. Each elimination timed perfectly to maximize the lesson, to create the perfect cascade of fear, to ensure that by the end, everyone understood you don't hunt in packs unless you're prepared to be hunted individually. While they were being systematically eliminated, something remarkable was happening to you. You weren't watching with binoculars. You weren't keeping score. You weren't even paying attention. You were too busy becoming everything they said you'd never be, too busy proving every prediction wrong, too busy building the empire they tried to prevent. Each time one of them fell, you rose a little higher, not because their falling lifted you, but because their falling removed obstacles. Their elimination cleared your path. Their removal from your atmosphere allowed you to breathe deeper, to expand fuller, to shine brighter without their shadows trying to dim your light. You became untouchable, not through aggression but through ascension. You climbed so high that their old attacks couldn't reach you. Their old tactics became obsolete. Their old connections became irrelevant. You outgrew the battlefield they tried to trap you in. You transcended the game they tried to force you to play. The irony that killed them slowly, watching you thrive without vengeance, seeing you succeed without acknowledging their existence, witnessing your joy that had nothing to do with their suffering. You weren't feeding off their downfall. You were feeding off your own growth. And that indifference, that was the cruelest cut of all. You want to know who the sniper was? You want to know who was behind the scope, picking them off with such precision? Look in the mirror. Not the you that plots or plans, not the you that consciously wishes harm, but the deeper you, the ancient you, the part of you connected to justice itself, the part that doesn't need to act because it simply is. When they attacked you, they activated something primal. Not revenge. That's too small. They activated alignment. Universal alignment. The kind that doesn't require your participation. The kind that operates on its own schedule, with its own methodology. You became the targeting beacon, simply by surviving what should have destroyed you. Every tear you shed was a coordinate logged. Every moment of isolation was a position marked. Every cruel word was a wind speed calculated. You didn't know you were setting up the perfect conditions for karmic precision. You were just trying to survive. But survival with dignity creates its own weapons. Healing with grace loads its own ammunition. The sniper was your higher self. The version of you that exists beyond hurt and healing, beyond revenge and forgiveness. The version that simply ensures balance. You didn't need to consciously target anyone. Your unconscious elevation did the targeting. Your spiritual GPS guided every shot. Your existence itself became the scope. As the pack dwindled, the remaining members became more desperate, more paranoid, more willing to throw each other under the bus. The last few turned on each other viciously, blamed each other for bringing this curse upon them, started revealing secrets about each other, started confessing who did what during the original attack on you. The implosion was spectacular. The same people who bonded over hurting you were now hurting each other. The same tactics they perfected on you were now their weapons of choice against former allies. The pack devoured itself. The hunters became the hunted, became the hunters again. A circular firing squad of karmic justice. The second to last one came to a realization too late. They understood finally that this wasn't about you. This was about them. About who they became when they thought they had power. About what they revealed when they thought they had numbers. About the monsters they unleashed when they thought they had immunity. The sniper wasn't punishing them. The last one standing had the worst fate of all. They had to live with the knowledge, had to carry the memory of what they all did and what they all paid, had to exist as a living testament to what happens when you gang up on the wrong one. They became a prophet of your power without ever speaking to you again. Their survival was their curse. Alignment, the kind that doesn't require your participation, the kind that operates on its own schedule, with its own methodology. You became the targeting beacon, simply by surviving what should have destroyed you. Every tear you shed was a coordinate logged. Every moment of isolation was a position marked. Every cruel word was a wind speed calculated. You didn't know you were setting up the perfect conditions for karmic precision. You were just trying to survive. But survival with dignity creates its own weapons. Healing with grace loads its own ammunition. The sniper was your higher self, the version of you that exists beyond hurt and healing, beyond revenge and forgiveness, the version that simply ensures balance. You didn't need to consciously target anyone. Your unconscious elevation did the targeting. Your spiritual GPS guided every shot. Your existence itself became the scope. As the pack dwindled, the remaining members became more desperate, more paranoid, more willing to throw each other under the bus. The last few turned on each other viciously, blamed each other for bringing this curse upon them, started revealing secrets about each other, started confessing who did what during the original attack on you. The implosion was spectacular. The same people who bonded over hurting you were now hurting each other. The same tactics they perfected on you were now their weapons of choice against former allies. The pack devoured itself. The hunters became the hunted, became the hunters again. A circular firing squad of karmic justice. The second to last one came to a realization too late. They understood finally that this wasn't about you. This was about them. About who they became when they thought they had power. About what they revealed when they thought they had numbers. About the monsters they unleashed when they thought they had immunity. The sniper wasn't punishing them. The last one standing had the worst fate of all. They had to live with the knowledge, had to carry the memory of what they all did and what they all paid, had to exist as a living testament to what happens when you gang up on the wrong one. They became a prophet of your power without ever speaking to you again. Their survival was their curse.